My name's Mare. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. This is the marathon, and today I just wanted to film something super impromptu. I'm having, full disclosure, a very hard day, preceded by many difficult days, about like 5 or 6, and I thought, wouldn't it be helpful if I could tell you what's helping me? Maybe it'll help you. And then also, if you can leave comments down below, what do you do when you're having a rough day or a rough stretch of days? I know I'm not alone. I know many of us are feeling it right now, from what's happening in the world with, you know, COVID, or, you know, insert the many hard things that are happening where I live right now in southern BC in Canada. We are blanketed by a very thick smoke. We have very poor air quality right now. There's lots of wildfire. Like, there's just so much shit happening, not to mention whatever's going on in your like private life. And I'm having this is a stretch in the marathon that is difficult. Oh, even my camera's like not here for it today. She just wants to slide off. Hi, please stay. Okay, so things that are helping me. One, and before I get into it, these aren't going to be like for everybody, so I recognize that like what helps me might not help you, but I really would love it if we could start a conversation in the comments about like what does help you, because maybe like one thing I say will resonate and that's great, but maybe like another marathoner will comment and there'll be something that resonates with you, and I would also like your help. So things that are helping me is I'm really prioritizing sleep as much as I can. Unfortunately, my son Thomas, who's 10, is having a bit of a rough spell as well, but in order to combat that, I'm doing what I can, and which is going to bed early. Basically once he's asleep, giving myself a little bit of time and then going to bed, and then like trying to rest at any pocket of the day if there's any time where I can rest as well, because everything is so much harder when we're tired, and I know that I can't control so much of my day, but I try to at least do what I can for sleep. And something that really has helped me is I just finished this book called Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by doctors Emily Nagoski and Amelia Nagoski. This was really helpful. They talk about the difference between stress and the stressor. So the stressor is like what's causing the stress, and a lot of the times we focus on the stressor and we feel like until we're able to control or change the stressor, the stress will never go away. So for me, my son Thomas is on the autism spectrum, and he's going through a ton of change right now, and so much of it is positive for him but difficult for me. And so while I cannot control that, I can work on my stress. And they talk about like completing the stress cycle, or else stress just like lives in your body, and my worry is it like manifesting in health problems for me. So I'm really working hard to do what I can to avoid that. This is very long preamble. So something that really helps me is working on my sleep, like really prioritizing it, even though it may be annoying because I want to stay up and have, like, if you're a parent, you can relate probably, like once your kids go to bed, you almost want to stay up super late because that's like your magical time alone. But then you're exhausted the next day and the cycle continues. Another thing that's really helping me is moving my body. I do at least 40 minutes of exercise in the morning. My like perfect world is just over an hour. That's what works for me, and it's either on my Peloton, which I'm pretty much on every single day, or using the app for like yoga. I do their strength workouts, and I also do their meditations. I've been trying to take Thomas for walks, and we've been going swimming in the lake pretty much every single day just to tire him out so he'll sleep. But like, as annoying as that is, like moving your body is so good for the stress in your body. Like it has to get out somehow. And like everyone in my life knows if I've been on the Peloton or if I have not. And it's very rare if I have not, and that's like factors out of my control, and it's not good for my mood. Putting on music and dancing around your living room for a half an hour. Like honestly, find whatever works for you. I like to work out at home because of Thomas. Like I don't have the ability to go to a class anymore. He's home and that's just my reality. So I'm doing the best with what I can, and the best for me is working at home in the basement. Those are working. Another thing that's really helpful for me is like telling the people around me that I'm struggling. And like, this has been years of therapy, being able to do that. I was like definitely conditioned to keep my problems to myself and keep quiet, and never wanted to feel like a burden. And that mentality really failed me. With Jeremy, with the first decade of Thomas's life. So now when I'm having a hard day, I say like, hey, I'm struggling mentally. And then I think it's just nice, you know, like for my partner to know that. So like either tread lightly or like just giving him the heads up, or telling my friends like, hey, I'm really struggling, is new for me. But I try to be very honest. That is helpful, even just saying that, because then you just don't feel as alone. Even if there's literally nothing anybody can do, you just can feel held by others. Also, another thing that's really been helping me is, I did this yesterday for the first time and then again today, but like actually like doing my hair and my makeup. That might sound superficial to you, but after like so many days in a row of just like bare face, barely washing my face, because we're going to the beach every single day, so I was just like, what's the point? I feel so good. There's something like a shift in me that really helps. Also, not breaking plans with friends. Like a girlfriend and I went for a walk this morning. I'm about to go for lunch with another friend. As much as like sometimes I don't feel like I'm the best company, or it's a lot of effort, because when you're struggling mentally, it's hard to like, you know, converse sometimes, but I always feel better for going. And then a sidebar to that, if you're around people and you're noticing that you don't feel good for being there, and after you hang out with them you feel like shit, take note of that. I have definitely noticed that in the past previously, and now I really pay attention. If I'm with someone, like, how does their energy make me feel? Not every single time, because, you know, people have a hard time, but like, if it's toxic, you know it's toxic. So hanging around with like people who are loving and warm and supportive and we talk about great things is like such a boon to my energy. Another thing that this book talks about is how women are really conditioned with the human giver syndrome. So like, we are conditioned to being like giving everything we can of ourselves before taking care of ourselves, if we do at all. And I think that our pendulum is shifting the other way, but to be mindful of that. Like, I'm only learning to not feel guilty when I want to work out on the Peloton, or I want to go see friends, or I want to go to bed early. Like, this is new for me. And my partner is always like, I don't know why you feel like you have to apologize or ask, but you absolutely don't. I think he can tell, like, I'm so much happier after doing those things. Like the other day, he's like, you're gonna go have a bath, and I better not hear that door open for at least a half an hour. Another thing that's really helping me is like either just making super basic meals or ordering out. No shame in that game. And really working on my self-talk and my inner kindness. I don't know if you've seen that like reel that's going around on Instagram, but it's like, bitch, you're doing a good job. Bitch, you're doing a good job. Bitch, you're doing a good job. I sing that to myself all the time. We do the self high five in the marathon. When I go to bed, I really speak kindly to myself. In the morning, I really speak kindly to myself. That has been such a, tomorrow I turn 38, and this past year, my self-love has been pretty much my main goal, because it was brought to my attention by my therapist last summer that I didn't have a lot of it. So I've been really working on that. And so like talking kindly to myself, even when I'm having a hard time, like, you're doing a good job, you're doing everything you can, like, great work doing that. Like this morning it was like, good job going for that walk. Like today it's like, good job, you know, getting ready. Like these little things, these little self high fives that I talk about in Finding Your Cape are so important. Finding Your Cape is my book. Reading, also recommend. I mean, that's not a joke, because I like this I've really enjoyed. I've been noticing like that's helpful. I feel better when I'm reading as opposed to just like mindlessly scrolling my phone. I was thinking about doing a video on ways in which I've been working on not mindlessly scrolling. Let me know if that would be helpful. And then the last thing that's been helping me a ton, which I had fallen off the bandwagon, I talk about in Finding Your Cape, I've been talking about for years, I'm such an advocate for, that is meditation. I realized that I wasn't stopping and getting quiet and listening to myself ever, and it has made such a difference. I only do 10 minutes at a time. That's all I can do, and that is more than enough for me to just like get quiet and really pay attention to my thoughts. What I find when I meditate is like things don't seem as stressful or out of control. Solutions come easy to me. I'm much easier at letting go of things. And I do guided meditation. It's so helpful. So whether you use Headspace or use Calm, or you use free meditations on the internet, like on YouTube, or you just sit in silence for 10 minutes or whatever, try it. I read a good quote that was like the more that you need other people's advice and stuff, you should also be really paying attention to what your inner voice is telling you. And I had not been listening to her at all, because she is very loud and she is very wise, and I recommend that you listen to yours as well. But that's what's been helping me lately. And in saying that, it's still hard. I really want to normalize summer being difficult. I know for so many of you parents, summer is like the best time of your life with your kids, and I'm like, that's great for you. But for me, that is not the case. It is very hard. This summer is very difficult in our family. Even though Thomas is doing so well, it's hard for me. And I was saying that to a friend this morning, and she was like, I think more parents probably feel that it's difficult than like it. And I was like, do you really? So I'd like to know, is summer your like magical time, or do you find it difficult? Because I'm finding it hard. Even with all the help that I have and all of the people that I pay to do respite and support me, it's difficult. So let's normalize that, shall we? I still love my son. I still love being a parent. All those things that should go without saying, but it's hard. That being said, I've got sushi ordered. We're gonna go pick it up and have lunch with a friend on the beach today. Thanks for watching. Please tell me what helps you when you're having a bad day, because I could use your help. Let me know if you want to see that scrolling video. I do have a Q&A that will be coming out soon as well. And then I don't know, maybe some vlogs. I feel so like tapped on video content. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know. Thank you for watching. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We repeat that to ourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and supporting me. Support right back to you. Bye.